Gian, here we are. You've had to wait 11
Well,
weeks for this. Is it excitement or nervous energy ahead of tomorrow right now?
no nerves at all. For now, it's just excitement. I think tomorrow, when it's like 20 minutes before the game, it'll kicking some nerves, especially when I can hear the crowd from the practice room. But no, for now, it's just excitement.
Is this arguably the most excited that you're gonna be for a game playing in front of your home fans in the Premier League?
Well, I think the World Championship final got me pretty excited as well. But after that, beside the World Championship, I think this is definitely the most excited I will be. Of course, it's if you look at it on the big paper, it's just the Premier League night. But for me, it's extra special to play in Rotterdam, in a venue where I've been a couple of times as a kid, as a fan of the game, and yeah, to be now on that stage is it doesn't get more special.
And in terms of the game itself, it's obviously a massive game because that hunt for the O2, you're in the mix. The top three have pulled away a little bit. So this is a big couple of weeks that you have to try and close that gap.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone would agree that I've not been playing the best start I've ever been in the past couple of weeks. Um, but I'm still in the mix, and I think that's what mattered most. Of course, last week was an important game against Michael, which didn't go my way, but another important one tomorrow when I play Luke Humphries. So he's only 1 point behind me, so he can overtake me. But it's my goal to get to the O2. So yeah, it's going to be an important one.
Are you fully recovered now and back to 100% after your kidney stones and the problems that you had?
Yes and no, like not fully 100%. I think like I don't play with any pain. I don't have any pain. I can do what I want, but I still lack a little bit of energy, which I noticed, especially like the other week I played in the Euro Tour in the last game of the evening. I noticed like it was too late for me to play some darts. So but it's still part of the recovery process, but I'll get there.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hello, Gian.
Yeah,
It
mate.
used to be in Rotterdam, Michael van Gerwen, Raymond van Barneveld, and then it was Michael van Gerwen, and now it's Michael van Gerwen and yourself. Those are big shoes to fill. How do you think that the Dutch crowd will take to you, and do you think that you'll be able to cope with the pressure? We talk about it's difficult when the crowd's on your back, but it can be tough when the crowd's right behind you as well.
Yeah, for sure. The past couple of times I played in the Netherlands, I've not played my best starts as well because it's always nice to have the crowd on your back, but as you said, it gives a bit of extra pressure as well that you're not only doing it for yourself, but you want to perform for them as well. And um, there'll be some different pressure on me tomorrow, but for now, I'm just looking forward to it. And yeah, hopefully, I think the most important part is that I'm going to enjoy the experience.
You head there as the Dutch number one. What's it like over in the Netherlands? Do you, in the media, are you sort of seen as the Dutch number one, or is Michael still almost taking that spotlight still just because of who he is?
I find it difficult to say, really. Like for my, I don't know about the media, but for myself, I think, of course, I'm number one through the rankings. But I said it at the World Championship as well when I overtook him. I still feel like Michael is the world number one, but not the world, the Dutch number one. Sorry, because of all the titles he's won and all the things he's done for the sports in my country. So yeah, I'm not really sure about the media side of it, but yeah, that's what I think.
And I appreciate that you are probably tired of talking about it, but it's hard to avoid. You could face Luke Littler if you both come through your opener. How do you think that will go down with obviously the Dutch crown behind you? And is there a conversation that you want to have with him just to sort of clear the air, bury the hatchet, and then move things forward?
Um, It's a difficult one. Like for myself, not really. He said his piece the other day. I still have the same view as I had 2 weeks ago when it all happened. And if he wants to bury the hatch, then fine. Like I don't have any hard feelings towards him, and I don't know how it is the other way around. But like we'll see how it goes.
Thank you, Sean. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers, mate.
Hi, Jan. We spoke to Michael just before we spoke to you. His advice was go out there, enjoy it, and enjoy the occasion. Is it going to be sort of difficult to be able to do that and focus on the game itself, do you think? Or
Yeah, it could be. Depends how you start the game. Like if you start really well, then it's all going very good. But if you start a bit rubbish and you get 2-3 nil down, it's difficult to enjoy the experience, of course. But I think what Michael said, it's right, especially here in Rotterdam, first time ever in the Premier League in your home country. I think you have to enjoy it to a certain extent because you're also here to do a job and you want to get to the O2. And we're in the last 5 weeks of the competition now, and it's time to get some points and to close the gap to the top four. So yeah, it's a bit both ways, but yeah, first of all, I'm going to enjoy it for sure.
as you say there, we're sort of entering a crucial period of the Premier League now. It's a 4 point gap as it stands between you and the playoffs. I know there's nothing you could do about missing that week because of the surgery you had. But you think maybe you could look back on that and that be one of the reasons that maybe you missed out? That could be a vital moment at all.
Yeah, it could be, but Michael missed a week as well, so it's not necessarily the gap to Michael. But of course, the week missing the week was vital, especially because I played Michael that week. So that it's if I would have won that game, we would have been equal on points. But however, it's not just missing that week. I think the week after in Berlin, I wasn't ready to be on stage again, so it cost me 2 weeks, maybe even the week after as well. So you never know, but it's part of life, and like I know it hasn't done any favors to my game, but yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, thank you, Jan.
No worries.
Jan,
Chat.
you okay?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Thank you. Now, I believe back in 2016, you went as a fan to watch the Premier League in Rotterdam. I mean, when you were watching that walk on from Barney 10 years ago, did you think 10 years later you'd be turning up at the same venue as the Dutch number one?
Not at all. Probably not even turning up as a player, let alone Dutch number one. No, of course, there's so much has happened, especially in the past 1.5 years. But I never thought I will be here, especially not as Dutch number one. But so yeah, it's really a dream coming true tomorrow.
What are your memories of that night when you went to the Premier League 10 years ago?
I had a great night. I was drenched in beer after 2 hours as well, because after everyone ate, everyone throwing the beer all over the place. So no, it was a very fun night. I was there for the first time with my family, and I think I was about 14 years, 13 years old. So I don't remember everything, but yeah, I had a great night for sure.
Thanks, Jan.
No worries.
Jan, you've had quite a complicated Premier League, haven't you? You've had the withdrawal, the kidney stones, the row with Luke. How do you sum it up the last couple of weeks? Quite a
Yeah, it's been a
baptism of
bit.
fire, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind the past couple of weeks. But it's everything I've ever dreamed of playing in the Premier League, and I'm enjoying it. Of course, it's a bit gutting and missing out on 1 week and what happened 2 weeks ago in Manchester. But it's part of life, and it happens, and yeah, there's nothing we can do about it.
You could play Humphreys, Littler, and Bunting, three Englishmen. And if you do, they're going to get booed. They're going to get abused. How are you going to feel as the opponent, given they're cheering for you? And is it nice? I don't know, because you probably sometimes get it when you come to English crowds. How do you think you're going to feel? Is it going to put you off and be a distraction? I don't know. How do you think you'll cope if it's booing against your opponent?
Not really. Like I've played Johnny in Cardiff this year, Luke in Manchester, and Josh in Belfast. So I think I've been on the other side of the medal this year. So I think I know what the Dutch fans are like, and they can be quite cruel to some players. So I'll expect the same tomorrow, and it is what it is. Next week we're somewhere else again, so it'll be different all over.
Yeah, and just to clarify, it's one practice room this time. Is there any separation? You have different practice rooms, different venues. Can you just clarify from your perspective, is there a code of conduct to where everyone practices, or is it just cliques with friendships that you have? How does it work behind the scenes?
Like last week, yeah, I think you mean last week. Last week there were two practice rooms. I just opened the first door and I saw Luke, Humphreys, Johnny Clayton, and Michael Van going in there. I was like, oh, I'll join them, whatever. I took a seat, and that's where I was practicing, and I didn't see the other guys until like probably 2 hours later. So it's not really any code of conduct, not any rules. We just do whatever we want, really.
And it doesn't impact, I suppose, your warm up, who you're practicing with. You don't care really, do you? No.
No, not
Okay.
really. Like, of course, it's nice to have a practice partner, but you're especially with only 8 players in it, you're here for yourself. So I'm good on my own.
Good stuff. Thank you.
No worries.
Hi, Jan. Obviously, Luke had his interview this week. I was wondering what your reaction to what he said was, and whether you sort of stand by your opinion of it and what his opinion of it is.
Yeah, he's got his opinion and he's entitled to it. I still have mine. I still have the same opinion as I had 2 weeks ago, straight after the incident happened. I've looked back at it, I've seen the videos, and I still stand by my opinion. And it is what it is, and we'll just have to go forward with it.
What type of person are you? Are you the type of person that enjoys a little bit of, I don't know, maybe awkwardness on the stage, a little bit of needle? Do you enjoy that? And are you looking forward to the next time you're playing?
I enjoy it, but only if I'm not involved. I think that's the best for me. I think it's good for the sport to have a bit of needle here and there, but you never want to be involved. But of course, I'm looking forward to the next time I'm playing him. He'll probably be fired up even more. He probably average 110 or 112 against me, but that's how good he is. But yeah, I'm especially looking forward to playing him next. Hopefully tomorrow.
Do you see a way in the future where you can be friends, or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. Like as I said, there's no hot feelings from my side. It's all happened in the heat of the moment, and of course, he's got his opinion, I've got mine. But yeah, that's how it goes.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Gian, just a little bit about the 10 years ago thing when you were at the Premier League. Where were you in your junior career there? Were you winning lots of titles and were people telling you you're bound to be in the Premier League one day?
I think I was 13. No, I think I was like one of the better players of my age in the country. Was about 10, 11 years old. But then afterwards, it died down a little bit, especially like 13 to 17 years onwards. So back then, I was really much enjoying my darts. I played a lot of like national tournaments and I did quite well, but it never looked likely that I was going to be on that stage anytime soon now.
And so when's the turning point for like youngsters? When can they find out that actually they have got it? They've got what it takes to say get to where you are.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think it's like you never know really what's going to happen, especially at that young age, because so much can happen. You could lose interest in darts. You can have different jobs, whatever. It's difficult. Don't think you ever know for sure that you're going to make it. See, even with the young kids nowadays, and unless you go to Q school, get your talk on, and be in the top 16 of the world, then you even got a chance. But otherwise, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. And then when you got that taste of beer, was that the first time you'd ever had alcohol?
Yeah, but I didn't taste any of it, and I didn't like it either. So, I still don't like beer actually. But yeah, I still remember that I was drenched, and yeah, it wasn't a very good smell either.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Hi, Jan.
Hello, mate.
Hi, mate. You're right.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. In terms of the booing, would you like to see players showing a bit more respect, or do you just accept that it's part and parcel of playing in these big arenas nowadays?
What do you mean by players show a bit more respect? Like,
No, I mean, do you think the players should be shown more respect by the
should
fans
be
in
shown
terms
more.
of the booing?
Yes, of course. Like the booing like nowadays it's part of the game, and it's going to happen in certain arenas, and tomorrow will be the same for the none of the players who play me or Michael. But the booing is overcomable. You can accept that, but the whistling is even worse. But it's sad to say, but nowadays it's part of the game, unfortunately.
And have you had to teach yourself to be mentally tougher to kind of cope with the booing and any adverse reaction you may get, or what your opponent gets?
Yeah, for sure. The first time I was ever booed at, I was like, oh, this is not something you're familiar with, and you take it quite personal. But the people in the crowd, they don't mean it personal. They have a bet on your opponent, or they are just fan of your opponent. It's next time it could be the other way around in a different arena. So yeah, I think it's part of life, and you shouldn't take it too personally.
And do you accept that you're probably sick of talking about it, but a bit of needle and a bit of rivalry is good for the sport, and you can see why perhaps the media and the fans are interested in it?
Yeah, I think so. It could be good for the sport. But yeah, it's also good when you're not involved in it. But this time I'm involved. But it's it can be good for the sport. But it's how it goes.
Yeah. Good luck tomorrow, mate. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, mate.